Hey everyone, this video is about how to successfully play disc golf in the rain. Now when I say successfully, I don't mean how to score better in the rain. What I mean is how to lose fewer strokes than your opponents when it's raining, okay? Now the first thing, the key to all of this, is gonna be about diligence. I'm gonna say the word diligent probably 5 more times, but I'm gonna give you a step-by-step approach, and this is a house of cards, okay? You have to be diligent because if you get lazy for 30 seconds, your discs are gonna get wet, this whole thing falls apart, right? So you gotta be totally on top of this and focus at all times. Okay, first, rain gear. All I care really about for rain gear is 2 things. The first is gonna be your rain jacket, okay? Rain pants, Gore-Tex socks, those are for comfort. I personally don't care about comfort, I care about my score. But the technique I'm gonna show you requires a waterproof rain jacket. Now, waterproof's the key. Water resistant does not keep the water out unless it's lightly sprinkling. You need to invest a couple bucks, get yourself something that's waterproof, all right? This is important. Next, you need an umbrella, obviously, but the important thing is don't try to save $8 getting some little sissy umbrella, okay? You need a big umbrella because you want to give it the best chance of possible of not letting the water into your bag, because that's the next key to all of this is do not let the water into your bag. Water in your bag is cancer. It's gonna get on one disc, it's gonna spread from disc to disc to disc. This is like putting a pickle on a plate full of French fries, and pretty soon every single fry is contaminated because the pickle juice jumps fry to fry to fry. Same thing happens with water in the golf bag. So keep the water out. Next, the flap stays zipped at all times. Now this is a pain in the butt because every single time you reach into your bag to get a towel or to get a disc out, unzip it a little bit. You're under the umbrella anyways, but you pull the disc or the towel out, you zip it back up again, right? That's the hassle. But I told you I'd say diligent 5 times. You need to be diligent. You need to prevent the water from getting in. Next, take some discs out of your bag, all right? You're probably throwing too many discs anyways, but especially in the rain, you need room for towels. More towels is always better than less, all right? You can't have too many towels in the rain. It's impossible. I would even suggest keeping one towel on top of your disc. So it's a towel on top of your discs and the flap goes and underneath the umbrella. That's 3 layers of protection to keep these things dry. Now next, when you throw, the reason the rain jacket is going to be so important is because I'm going to show you a technique of throwing dry discs virtually every time. So here's what you do. First, take the disc, put it underneath your shirt after you take it out of your bag and keep it there until you're on the tee pad doing your run up. Now, while it's underneath there, you're constantly doing this, okay? So even though the discs have been dried with your towel, they're still gonna be a little bit damp, a little bit slick, a little bit less friction means less consistency and less power. So start doing this. A damp disc, when you do this, all of a sudden will get dry and it actually gets tacky. It actually will grip better than it does completely dry for a moment. So underneath your shirt, you're constantly doing this. Now, put the disc underneath your jacket. The technique of throwing when it's raining is something that's really simple. I promise you, just practice it for 20 minutes. It's gonna be so much easier than you think. Hold the disc under your shirt, under your jacket. Hold the front of your jacket with your hand. On the tee pad, during your run up, as you push the disc forward, that's when you pull the disc out of your bag, plant, and throw. The idea is the disc is exposed to the rain for the shortest amount of time possible from here to the point of release. The less time it's exposed to the rain, the less it's gonna get wet. You also want to, when you pull it out, do not be adjusting your grip while it's out. If you adjust your grip, it's gonna get rain, you're gonna slide your thumb over the wet spot. You've just defeated everything you're doing by drying the disc with friction underneath your jacket. So that's all you need to do. I promise you, it's not as hard as it sounds. Practice it a little bit, you'll get the hang of it. Now, 2 side points. The first is, if you can get a caddy is priceless. Now, you don't have to be a touring pro to have a caddy. If you have a buddy who you helped move last month and you're at a local tournament that matters to you, play the guilt card, get him to come out for the day. Or even just a round if it's gonna rain in the morning. If somebody is basically focusing their entire job on the umbrella, staying over the bag, keeping your disc dry, like that's a huge edge over the other people that are trying to fight to keep their equipment dry. Now, the final thing, if you play 10 rounds of golf in the rain, there's gonna be 1 or 2 of those rounds probably where it's raining so hard, the system's gonna break down. Your discs are just gonna be soaked. Or sometimes if it's windy, with enough wind, you're not going to keep your discs dry. What you want to do here is first understand everyone else is struggling just as much. So if you can't keep your disc dry with this method, they're not keeping their disc dry either, right? So now you're all throwing wet discs. Nobody practices throwing wet discs, or I shouldn't say nobody, but it's not that common. Every once in a while, I mean, I'm talking just a couple times a year, go out to a field, take a bucket of water, and just dip your disc in the water and throw. Now, it seems like this is a lot of work, but excelling at anything takes work. Do it once in a while. Get a feel for what's going to happen when the disc leaves your hand a little bit early because there's not as much friction. Play conservative. Everyone else is struggling too. You lose some strokes. They lose more because they haven't practiced for it. That's it. Playing in the rain is not hard. It's just like playing in the wind. You don't win by excelling in the rain. You win by not playing worse in the rain and letting your opponent struggle. Thanks.